Hello YouTube fans, here again. And now I thought I'd do this film. I remember doing it before, and it's a dud 'un, starring Linda Tartan in the tacit and the original, The Barbarian Queen. That's right, The Barbarian Queen. Fantasy, adventure, warrior film. That's right, from 1985, Barbarian Queen. Now you might think I've seen her before. If you remember the original Deathstalker, you might remember Linda Tartan, who's sadly no longer with us. She was a warrior woman, and I liked her. And I do remember saying this before. If there would have been a She-Ra, the movie, I would love to have seen her as She-Ra, because she is proper dirt power. Now let's get on with the story. You've got a beautiful bit of music, and you've got a scene where you've got, what can I say, the Barbarian Queen's sister, who gets abducted, raped and abducted. You then got an army of evil soldiers that raid and kill a village, kill a lot of people. And I do know that this was ex-Defiant, right? It was ex-Defiant, but it was typical of the American border censorship. That's the American border censorship. They did actually cut some of the Defiants down. But funny enough, if you look at original trailers, original footage, and even on bits on YouTube, just type in, I'm not making this up, just type in Barbarian Queen, uncut scenes, and it will show it. Some of the bits that were cut down. There's a lot of violence what was trimmed down. Even bits on the trailer what shows you bits what was trimmed down. It's the same really, because I think myself, if the extra violence, the extra blood, the extra gore, it would have given the film a lot more of an impact. But it's still a dud one, even though it had been trimmed down, and sadly to say the one I've got is the trimmed down version. That being the Barbarian Queen. So again, you got, like I say, you got soldiers, the raid of village, and you got that idea Barbarian Queen's about to get married with her hubby. But they think that Linda Tartan's character is dead, she's burnt to a cinder. But Barbarian Queen, being a badass, she hides in water and gets out and says that she wants to find her hubby, who has been tattooed as a slave. That's right, it's tattooed as a slave. Oh, it's the days when you had gladiators, so you had slaves and all this. So they go after to find her husband, right? To find her husband and basically save the day. The sister to us has been abducted by the evil king, and on the way, another woman gets caught. They all get caught, to cut the story short. There's bits in it here and there before they get caught. There's a bit where they're on the boat, and a bit where they meet this woman. Woman in it, I think, is the best character in it. It's the same she gets killed halfway in the fucking film. It's got dark hair, very pretty, but it's one of them, did they dub a voice or not? I remember saying that before, because a voice just sounds like it's dubbed. The debate where she's going about killing people, and she took the sword and arrows and a sword, and the bit where she says, "We're not little girls anymore." And it's like laughable, it does sound like a voice was dubbed. Whether it is or not, it's a different story. But like I said, they all get caught. There's a good scene before they get caught where Barbarian Queen stabs a guy in the neck. And I do remember in the uncut one, that is actually a lot more graphic. But yeah, she gets caught. There's a bit where she's naked, just lets you see Linda Tartan's loveless. And she manages to get out. I mean, one of the dudes is a slave. She outsmarts one of them. Again, on the uncut one, you see a lot more of the knife going in the neck of a guy. Don't see it in the one I've got, sadly to say, but in the trailer you do see it. And again, if you type in uncut scenes, you have to look till you're seeing that. So Barbarian Queen outsmarts and kills one of the dies. Now this is the bit where I would say the died of stupidity, because okay, this is sexually excited. He thinks, hey, I'm going to get lucky because, you know, she's a naked woman. Come on, mate. Even I could see she's trying to get out of there. So what he does, he's trying to hump her, right? She's tied up this thing she can on her breast because she's naked. So she outsmarts him. He's getting all excited. She pushes him and somehow falls him in acid. Funny that the acid bath is near there. So she pushes him in acid. Let alone she's the most worst, fake looking skeleton you'd ever see since the film of Sardos. And the king says, I want her now. However, she gets away, and so on. So then they're going back to find her hubby, and the fighting, an epic fight scene. The king is about to stab our beautiful hero, that being Linda Tartan as the Barbarian Queen, and the sister for some reason runs out with a fucking dagger, stabs the fucking king, he dies, she marries a fucking old bear, happy fucking ending, happy ending. And that's it really. I mean, it's your typical fantasy, your typical adventure film of the 80s. And some people would say, yeah, it's a Barbarian fucking rip-off, but I like them sort of films. And I do remember saying before that I like them films, it's a slice and dice, it's a fantasy adventure film. And some would say it's a female version of Deathstalker. I mean, I'm a sucker of films like that. I mean, they don't really make films like this anymore. And if they did, it'd probably be CGI non-fucking stop. This, yeah, you can see it's a cheap and low budget film, but I like it. It has that similarities to Deathstalker, and there's bits where they do use the same music. What was in the film Deathstalker? That's right, they use the same music. So the bits I do like, I like the bit where the dirty old man's about to rape this woman, but then Linda Tartan stabs a fucker in the neck. I do the bit where you do get that woman. The woman who does, before all this happened, the one who I said was Prayer, good actress, she does get killed. Which is kind of the same, because I've actually liked her character. She's about to get tortured, right? She runs away, but then she gets stabbed. And I'm thinking about the guy's evil and says, "Are you going to tell me now?" Never. I think I've seen him before. He was a guy who was actually in the original Deathstalker. It's kind of funny, really, because in Deathstalker 2, he does make a disappearance in this. And it's funny because I think in the original Deathstalker, he killed Barbarian Queen. I thought Linda Tartan was playing a different character in Deathstalker. But in this, he gets his berserks, he gets killed again by Barbarian Queen. And it's a Dudden, it's shot in 1985 on the golden days of video, done by Medusa. Remember Medusa films? And, it's your sword and buccaneer fantasy film. It's just the same that you cannot get the uncut version of the Barbarian Queen. You cannot get the uncut version of the Barbarian Queen. I mean, I've seen it, and like I say, you go on YouTube, you type in uncut scenes, Barbarian Queen, you will see it in its heavenly glory. I mean, you see it in its heavenly glory, the fires, the blood. And I felt they would have left it uncut in its sat, it would have had more of an impact. But saying that, I do like it what it is. Yeah, even though I don't like the word, I would say it's cheesy. But it's your typical fantasy adventure film, you know what I mean? And I love them type of films. And as you know, Linda Tartan sad to say, is no longer with us. I do know in the late 80s they made a sequel called Barbarian Queen 2, The Empire Strikes Back. Definitely not going to get in trouble for copyright there, aren't you, with a name like that? You remember? But is it as similar as the first one? I would have to say no. I would say it's more of a remake. I still, even though it's got Linda Tartan in it, it's the same character. But Barbarian Queen, again, shot in 1985, it's a dud for that. It's a bit average, 2-star rating, but it's not a bad hour of your time into then. I'll see you soon.